An Iranian military boat, weapons manned and ready, confronts an American destroyer in the Persian Gulf. A U.S. official tells CNN the Iranian vessel came within 1,000 yards of the USS Mahan this week. The Americans fired a warning flare, but the Iranian fast attack boat kept moving aggressively, forcing the Mahan to alter its course.
That is a very dangerous incident, and part of that has to do with the fact that the U.S. Navy vessel doesn't know the intentions of what the Iranian vessel's up to. They don't know what the Iranian vessel's going to do.
It's one of several dangerous episodes recently between Iranian vessels and American ships in the Persian Gulf. U.S. officials say there have been dozens of incidents where the Iranians, often piloting armed, fast attack speedboats, have acted unprofessionally.
Unsafe, meaning that they put themselves or they potentially put our vessel and our crews at risk.
Analysts say Iran's even started to deploy so-called suicide boats. Pilotless vessels packed with explosives, operated by remote control, drones on the water. One struck a Saudi ship this year, and analysts say fighters in Yemen probably got it from Iran. They could target American ships.
The suicide boats pose a particularly potent threat in the Persian Gulf because of the confined operating space. These boats, they're small, but they're larger than an anti-ship cruise missile. They pack a lot of explosives. So if they can get through a ship's security cordon, they could cause a lot of damage.
This week, Saudi officials say they disabled and then detonated a remote control speedboat full of explosives that was headed for an oil platform. In the Persian Gulf, many of the provocations don't come from Iran's regular navy. Experts say they're often commanded by Admiral Ali Fadavi, head of the Revolutionary Guard Corps' navy, known for being aggressive. The Iranians even built a mock-up of a U.S. carrier to practice blowing it up.
The Iranians are very active right now in Iraq, in Syria, in Lebanon, in Yemen, and according to their rhetoric, increasingly they're looking towards Bahrain, which is where the United States maintains its Fifth Fleet. So the Iranians are on the march, and they're almost becoming a colonial power in the region.
seen some steps. We need to see more, frankly, with respect to China. But this is part of the conversation that we've been having with from President Xi on down with China with respect to the fact that they, apart from anyone else, have probably the most influence on the regime in Pyongyang, and they need to exercise that influence. I don't want to say this is all about optics, but there's clearly a message coming out of this week that was bookended by the Security Council coming to the White House, and then by Secretary Tillerson traveling to New York. In between, we've got him as well as Secretary Mattis, General Dunford, and Director of National Intelligence Coates briefing Congress. That there's a clear message being sent that this is front and center on our national security radar.
Ground down to its bones, Mosul is so quiet, spectral where once it bustled. You ask yourself, where are its people? Where have ISIS taken them? And the answer is here. Trapped in the warren of the old city, the densely populated final holdout of ISIS here. It is a stalemate of shoot and wait now, weeks old, where a few alleyways down, ISIS's mass hostage standoff begins. Tens of thousands of civilians held as human shields. You can see from these drone pictures, filmed during a massive ISIS counterattack, exactly how tight the streets are packed. In every one, hell could await. The Al-Nouri Mosque, from where ISIS leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi gave his only real public speech, its central prize. Each street, window, a bloody slog. The now abhorrent truth clear that ISIS leaves nothing intact behind it.
There in the distance is the reason why ISIS are fighting so hard in these dense, winding streets to hold the Iraqi police and military back. That is the Al-Nouri Mosque, very much the ideological heart in Iraq of their self-declared caliphate.
They want more American precision firepower. Up until now, their help is weak, he says. They have advanced, precise weapons, and with intelligence, they can help us better. So far, astonishingly, Stabrak, aged 4, has both stayed in her home and survived, and does not flinch once. There is no life under ISIS, her father says. No food, no water, no electricity. We had to dig a well to pull water. The first thing she's really known is the police. She loves them like kids in her school. And there, as the shells still rain down, are those who will never leave. And those who do as fast as they can. Far enough out, they are ferried to camps, brimming with stories of ISIS using human shields, of herding civilians into kill zones to make them die with them.
They would besiege us and use us as human shields, take people and families as they withdraw.
My brother and the rest of his family are besieged. ISIS hit them with sticks, dragging him away. He's crippled. He can't go anywhere.
These voices, a fraction of the cacophony of suffering inside, in a fight that may take months more yet.
The beginning or last gasp of a political movement. Protesters take to the street daily, rejecting this month's referendum, which increases the powers of Turkey's presidency. But defying authorities comes at a cost. We met Abdulrahman Atali last week. He vowed to fight the results. We later found out the police detained him. He's since been released, but his lawyer says he was arrested for inciting protest.
Provoking people against the results of the referendum is not a crime in Turkish law. This is about freedom of speech.
Turkish authorities continue a crackdown on opposition, rounding up tens of thousands of people since last July's coup attempt.
The government used that coup d'etat a reason to eliminate all the opposition.
The government insists it's to protect Turkey's democracy, but rights groups call it silencing political dissent. Protesters feel the referendum, which President Recep Tayyip Erdogan won by a razor-thin margin, was stolen. European monitors say it was neither free nor fair.
There's a cloud of controversy surrounding this referendum, with allegations including 2.5 million suspicious votes. Nearly 1,000 ballot boxes only had yes votes, and more than 2,000 ballot boxes had more votes than registered voters.
Independent election monitors say these could be indicators of election fraud.
All of these issues create doubts within people's minds. We made a survey with our volunteers. They were very doubtful about how the process worked out in accordance with the legal framework.
Erdogan dismisses the accusation, saying the election is the will of the people. So much at stake in a referendum that's poised to reshape Turkey. Ian Lee, CNN, Istanbul.
So this is promoting agriculture and rural prosperity in America. And now there's a lot of words, I won't bother reading everything, but agriculture and rural prosperity in America, that's what we want. And we don't want to be taken advantage of by other countries, and that's stopping. And that's stopping fast. Okay, thank you. Well, perhaps I should give this pen to Sonny Perdue. What do you think? Thank you very much.
Mai lăsați în camera un pic. Hai băieți, hai că merge. Hai! E bine, e bine. A scos camera. Hai, ușor. Hai. Faceți loc. Dați-vă la o parte când... Dați-vă la o parte. Dați-vă la o parte.